All right, time to do some more shooting. Waterfalls, can you believe it? Waterfalls again. It's one of our favorite things to look for anywhere we go. So we're in Minnewaska State Park in upstate New York. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe from New York City.
Yeah, 2 hours. It took me 4 hours in traffic, so it really depends. If you're coming from Long Island, it's going to take you much longer than that.
Right, so we're going to check out hopefully we get to 3 pretty easy hikes to what hopefully turns out to be some nice waterfalls.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a beautiful area. It's a beautiful day. So, another day out with the cameras. And
right. So this one is Stony Falls. It's down at the end of a dirt road. It's actually, you have to come in from outside and come back into the park from outside of the park at the end of a dirt road, and there's no one here. It's a Friday morning about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we have the whole place to ourselves, and you can actually hear the waterfalls, I think, from the parking lot, so that's promising. So we're going to pack up, and let's see what we see.
Oh, you know what, and just as a point of reference, we wanted to go into the main entrance of Minnewaska State Park, but they don't open till 9 a.m., which we thought was kind of odd that a state park would open so late. Right. So we got there at 8 o'clock and everything was gated up. So we're going to kind of go in the back door here and see what we can find. But, just if you're coming here, don't get here too early.
Yeah.
There's really nothing to do in the area.
No, not really. So, yeah, that was a little weird. But, yeah, so we went as far as we could outside the park. It's a very beautiful view from right here. Let's see what we see. Here's the start of the trail. These backpacks are very comfortable. I'm glad I started using a backpack for stuff like this because the messenger bag was just a killer on hikes. Bill was just telling me about his new shoes, his hiking shoes.
What do you think? $20 at Costco.
The only problem with this backpack is it hits me on the back just above the belt line. So every time I take a step, it pushes my belt down a little bit in the back. It feels a little weird.
You're getting the behind the scenes with that info.
But just stop and take a moment. We're in the middle of nowhere.
Look at the trail. We're trail into the woods. We have no idea what we're going to see.
Just the sound of running water, a light breeze. This is one of the reasons that we love doing this stuff. So we've only been walking for like 5 minutes. And looking down in the river at the little waterfalls as we go. There's a little bridge here. And then you look up. There's a really big waterfall back there. Which is really nice. So we're going to continue on this trail. So this is a pretty nice spot for 5 minutes of walking. So this is as close as you can get. Sometimes getting as close as you can get isn't necessarily the best thing. It's a nice view from here if you want to just come and look at some waterfalls. But there's not much in the foreground. We'll try to get some shots here, make it look nice. And there's also a lot of mist blowing right in our faces here. So we'll get some shots here, but then I think we'll back up a little bit further downriver. It tells you to stay on the trail, which is probably a good idea, but maybe we can explore a little bit on the rocks just off the trail. But yeah, go downriver maybe just a little bit and try to frame these falls with some of the other stuff that's going on, because there's a whole series of falls going down between all the rocks and everything here. But this is Stony Falls. Really, really easy to get to and really, really nice. Even if you're not here for photography, just to take a nice easy hike and look at some beautiful waterfalls. I mean, you can't do much better than that. So we came downstream a little bit, and it's really 2 separate things here. The big waterfall that we looked at first is kind of in the background behind trees. That's not really part of it anymore. We'll maybe capture some elements in the background. But downstream here, you have all of these smaller little waterfalls flowing through, all kinds of rocks, formations and everything. So there's a lot to find here. There's a lot of shots that you can get just kind of slowly making your way down the river and finding the different angles and everything. It's not always convenient to set up a tripod in the middle of a river with all these rocks. You can kind of see what I did here. I just laid it down. Stability is stability. It doesn't have to be conventional. Look, there's Bill. This is one of those spots that you can get lost in.
Yeah.
So Bill just said, is it 9 o'clock yet? And I looked at my watch and it's 9:40.
Yeah, we get lost in Waterfalls, but what a great spot. Nobody's here. It's in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful, large waterfalls, small cascading falls down rocks. I mean, we could spend hours here.
Yeah.
And a spot like this, you don't have to travel far. It's right in our backyard. So sometimes maybe just look around your area. Some, some fun gems to find.
Definitely a great spot. I'd say 9.9 out of 10. The only .1 is that the main waterfall is kind of set back behind trees and stuff. And you have this beautiful foreground with all these other rocks and falls. That'd be great to be able to kind of incorporate them together. Maybe if the weather's different and it was a little more overcast, but a lot of fun to try.
Yeah, on to the next.
Probably take some more shots on the way out of here, but this is an absolute home run, I think.
Yeah.
All right, this is Awatsing Falls. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but Awatsing. It's like right in the middle of the park, right off the parking area is right off the side of the road. $10 for parking. It's much more built up than the lot that we were in for the other falls.
Bathrooms, vending machines.
All the amenities. Yeah, actual people here. But it should be a really short half-mile hike in, half-mile back out. So let's see if it's worth it. We'll check it out. We're still in Minnewaska State Park. So a really, really easy hike. It was like a half mile, and it doesn't even feel like you're hiking. It's on this gravel kind of path. It's not even really a hike. It was just
for a walk.
We walked the path. It's about a little bit downhill, about a half mile. The falls are actually very nice. You can see there. I guess I don't really need to point to them, but that's the falls. Nice photographically. We'll get some nice shots. There's really nothing else here other than the actual falls falling into this pool of water. But hey, falls are falls. So we'll see what we can do with this. But a really, really nice spot. This is Awatsing Falls. Nice, easy walk. Nice waterfalls. It's a little better right down by the edge of the river. We climbed down a couple of rocks, and it's just a nice place to sit and take some pictures and take in the atmosphere. So, yeah, pretty nice place. Okay, we're going a little rogue on this. I don't even have the actual M50 video camera with me or the microphone. But we were looking for Peterskill Falls in Minnewaska State Park. Apparently it's officially non-existent. The trail to it doesn't go anywhere. The waterfalls don't exist. Wink, wink. But if you know where to go, and I'll put a link to the trail. It kind of takes you off the side here. It's a fairly clearly marked trail. It takes you off to the side of the main trail, and we'll head to the falls and see what we get. But this one was a little. Oh, so now okay, we got a red marker. This is a non-official marker. Somebody must have marked that on there. A non-sanctioned trail marker. So, yeah, it should be about a half mile to get there. We'll see what the falls looks like when we get there, but we didn't even expect to be able to see anything today. That's why I didn't bring the actual video camera. But we'll see what we see. We got a bigger group with us today. Bill's up there with some kids. Got my friends behind me. We're gonna see what we see. All right, it was a short and easy hike. This is Peterskill Falls, right there. Not hugely impressive, but like I said, a quick, easy hike. If you're looking for photography purposes, maybe not the best. Maybe in the fall it'll look nicer. But just as a nice hike, it wasn't a gravel path, so it was actually, you're hiking over rocks and roots and things like that, so it was kind of nice. But that's Peterskill Falls. Little river flows off in the other direction. We got a couple of shots here and see what we get. But it was very easy hike in. A little bit of an incline, but half a mile maybe. Really, really nice. That first one especially, Stony Kill, was a really nice spot.
Yeah, that was good. The other one was very more commercialized. Like there was a a crushed gravel path that
Right.
was, enough you could drive a truck on, but it was nice. We still walked around. We got adios by the park ranger for coming off the trail, so
Yep.
it's not as adventurous, I would say.
Right. Really great, really short hikes in Minnewaska.
Minnewaska State Park
Minnewaska
in
State
New
Park.
York. It's about 2.5 hours from New York City.
Yep, just off a little bit off the New York State Thruway. So
Yeah, and if you want a place to stay, this Jellystone is great. There's a ton of cabins in here. You don't have to have an RV. The cabins are all over the place. I don't know if you can see them back there in between the two RVs.
Yep.
There's a bunch of cabins. They have them all over the park here. There's a huge water area for the kids. Great place to come.
So check it out. And if you're looking to do some photography, even just some hiking, even if you just want to stand and look at a waterfall, there's actually a lot of waterfalls in that park that we didn't go to because they're like 4, 5, 6 mile hikes.
Yeah, there's a little...
But there is a lot of stuff to do there. So pretty cool.
All right.
All right. Thanks. See you next time.